Recently we had a Thanksgiving service for our children graduating from the 8th grade, or Class 8. And our head teacher invited a pastor to come and be our guest speaker. And so as we're all sitting there, and things can take long here in Kenya, their ceremonies can take hours. And an hour, almost two passed, and our speaker hadn't arrived, and I was getting annoyed. Well, he finally showed up. And he got up and spoke, and a thought came through my head: give him your watch. I thought, that's strange. Give him your watch. And I looked down, and I had a watch on my arm that I liked really, really a lot. I liked that watch very much. It was a vintage 1940s, 50s Omega, Swiss made. I really liked that watch. And I dismissed the thought. A while later, the thought came: give him your watch. And I thought, well, no, I'm not going to give him my watch. He wouldn't take care of it. It'll just get ruined. Someone will steal it. He'll probably just sell it. I'm sure he's prideful. He doesn't deserve it. I mean, I came up with every reason in the world why I shouldn't give him that watch. And still, I want you to give him your watch. So finally I said, God, can you just give me a sign? You know, I noticed he didn't have a watch on either wrist. God, can you just have him come up to me and ask me what time it is? That's the sign. That little voice came back to me and said, David, you don't need any signs. You know when I'm speaking to you. Give him the watch. I took a deep breath, and after he was done speaking, and before everything was over, I pulled him aside privately, and I told him that I was giving him my watch, and he was quite shocked. And I just explained that it was the Lord telling me to give him my watch. And I explained to him that I didn't care what he did with it. If he needed to sell it any day in the future, I told him what the approximate value was, because I just asked him not to sell it too cheap. But if he needed to, that was fine. He was free to do with it whatever he wanted to. Let me tell you the things that God said to me through this. I knew and I learned that giving that watch away had more to do with what God wanted to do in me than it did in God simply wanting to bless him. It had to do with me letting go of things I want to hang on to in order to be a blessing to someone else. It had to do with me being in firm control of things rather than things having firm control of me. It had to do with me being obedient, regardless of coming up with reason after reason as to why I wasn't being a good steward of that watch if I gave it to a complete stranger. It had to do with simply following God's orders, even if they didn't make any sense to me. You know, it reminded me of the story of Noah in Genesis chapter 6, and in verse 22, the final verse of that chapter, it says that Noah obeyed every command that God gave him. In everything God commanded him, Noah was obedient. That's the kind of man I want to be. Giving away a watch or building an ark? Which is tougher? For me, I guess it starts with a watch. God bless you. Thank you for watching Soul Steps today. We appreciate it. Please remember to visit our website at soulsteps.org. There you'll find opportunities to ask for prayer. There's a list of volunteer needs that we have so you can help us grow and develop our team and this work. And it'll show you opportunities for giving financially as you're able. We appreciate your support in every way. And remember that soul steps are important today because God cares about who you are and how you live. God bless you.